Guys, welcome to Smash Happy Chinese, Book 1, Unit 6, Lessons 17 to 18. First part, new words, 生词. First one, let's review all the previous occupation we already learned. First one, 画家, 画家. This is the painter. Alright, next one, 作家, 作家. This is the writer. 科学家，科学家，这是什么 ？What is this? The scientist. 医生，医生 ，That's the doctor. 教师，教师 ，teacher. 工程师，工程师 ，the engineer. 工人，工人 this is the worker. 商人，商人 this is the businessman. Alright, businessman. Right? And the structure here, the new words today. 您，跟我读 with me. 您。It sounds quite like 你, alright? It sounds quite like 你. This one, 您 is also you, but in a respectful way, alright? In a respectful way. So I would suggest for the first time, for the first meetup, you'll probably use 您. It would be much more polite than use 你, alright? So what's the meaning? 您是画家吗？您是画家吗？ That would be, are you a painter? Are you a painter? So, 您是作家吗？ Are you a writer? 您是科学家吗？ Are you a scientist? Alright, next time you go first. Are you a doctor? 您是医生吗？您是医生吗？ Are you a teacher? 您是教师吗？您是教师吗？ Are you an engineer? 您是工程师吗？您是工程师吗？ Are you a worker? 您是工人吗？您是工人吗？ Are you a businessman? 您是商人吗？您是商人吗？ Alright. And here, this one. 跟我读 with me first. 吧，吧。Alright. This one here is the ma, ma. And this little guy is ba. The difference, they are all question particles. You put this at the end of a statement. You are a scientist. You put either of them at the end of a statement. You make them into a yes or no question. And the difference between ma and ba is that when you put ba at the end, you have a presumption that you already have a result, like you are a scientist, aren't you? 您是科学家吧? You are a scientist, aren't you? You already have a presumption that the guy you're talking to probably is a scientist, alright? So normally we use ba instead of ma when we confirm the information rather than inquire the information, right? So I would like to translate this as I presume. So I presume you're a painter. 您是画家吧？您是画家吧？ I presume you're a doctor. 您是医生吧？您是医生吧？ I presume a teacher. 您是教师吧？您是教师吧？ I presume you're a worker. 您是工人吧？您是工人吧？ I presume. Sorry. This time you go first. I presume you're a writer. 您是作家吧？您是作家吧？ I presume you're an engineer. 您是工程师吧？您是工程师吧？ Last one, I presume you're a businessman. 您是商人吧？您是商人吧？ Alright. Next one, several more what's wrong with me? Several more occupation. Alright, the first one, also work in the hospital. 护士 with me. 护士. Alright, this is the nurse. Right? 护 actually means to protect. And 士 like 家生诗人, it's a type of person, right? So this type of person will protect you. Nurse. Next one. 校长. This particular one are our boss, right? This is the headmaster or principal. 校 from 学校 school, right? 长 means head, so the head of the school, so headmaster or principal. 校长. Next one. 售货员 This one also works in a shop. This is the retail seller, right? 演员 Yan means to act. So what is this? Yan means to act, to perform. 演员 means actor. Alright, actor. Last one. 司机 This is the driver. Right, this is the driver. And another new word. This one. 跟我读 with me. 做 This one means to be, alright, to be. For example, to be a painter. 做画家 Alright, now let's go to be a nurse. 做护士 Next time you go first. To be a principal. 做校长 To be a retail seller. 做售货员 To be an actor. 做演员 To be a driver. 做司机 Alright. And here we are all teachers, so we're talking about our dreams actually. 想 This one means to want, right? So guess the meaning. 想做护士 That means want to be a nurse. So as teacher, we all want to be principal. That's not true, but let's just say want to be the principal. 想做校长 Right? Want to be retail seller. 想做售货员 Want to be an actor. 想做演员 I could see probably lots of students who like this one, right? 想做演员 Want to be a driver. 想做司机 Alright. I would like to be a teacher. 我想做教师 我想做教师。I'd like to be a scientist. 我想做科学家。我想做科学家。I would like to be engineer. 我想做工程师。我想做工程师。Alright, let's continue. I don't want to be a painter. It's not reliable, right? You're either famous or I don't want to be a painter. 我不想做画家。我不想做画家。I don't want to be a doctor. 我不想做医生。我不想做医生。I don't want to be a businessman. I'm not really good at math. 我不想做商人。我不想做商人。Alright. And here it's saying, be careful where you put this not, alright? I don't want to be blah blah blah. I am not blah blah blah. Alright. This one, the second structure, the sequence is the same in English. I don't want to be blah blah blah. But this one here, it's opposite, right? You are not a painter. You are not a painter, right? And oh, why are you here? We'll get to that later. This one first. 画家、作家、科学家 painter, writer, scientist. This one, this little guy. What is this? In, around, or at in Chinese? 在, right? 在. If you forgot, you should review. This one with me. 哪儿? 哪儿? One more time. 哪儿? This one means where. Where, right? And I put this one blue here. 哪儿? 哪儿? Because this gray pinyin, that's the standard pronunciation of these words, right? But you know the Chinese input I asked you to install, that one is coded for one pronunciation or one pinyin syllable for each character. So when you type in this particular one, you need to type in the pinyin like this, like N-A-E-R altogether. This one will pop out, right? If you type in N-A-R, you pop out something different, right? This is a particular one. Very few of this exception, right? So 画家在家, what's the meaning of this sentence? The painter is at home, right? The painter is at home. So 作家在家, writer is at home. 科学家在家, the scientist is at home. 医生、护士. The first one, what is this? Doctor, and second one, 护士. 护士, the nurse. Where are they? I make a joke that all these three occupation could work Soho, or they could work at home. And where is this? Where do they belong? 在 this one, 医院 with me. 医院 same e to cure, or to cure. To cure, to give birth to, become a doctor. To cure in a yard, 院 yard, right? The place for cure. 医院 hospital. 医生在医院 with me. 医生在医院 and nurse at hospital. Nurse is at hospital. You go first. 护士在医院。护士在医院。Next group. 校长、教师。校长、教师。校长 means headmaster or principal. 教师 all of us, right? Teacher. 在 where? 学校 right? 学校。 Go next one. 工程师工程师 and 工人工人在 where 工程师 engineer 工人 worker 在哪儿在哪儿在工厂工厂 same 工 alright to work and this one 厂 factory not my first name right not my first name same pronunciation different character right 工厂 factory 工程师在工厂工程师在工厂工人在工厂工人在工厂 Next one 商人商人售货员售货员商人 businessman 售货员售货员 retail sailor 在哪儿在哪儿 Where are they 在商店商店 right 商人在商店商 What is 商 business and 店 means shop right shop so 商店 shop or store right 商店 shop or store 商人在商店售货员在商店 Next one 演员演员 This is the actor I actually have no idea where are they and next one 司机司机 This is the driver alright 在 Finally our blue guy 公司公司 with me one last time 公司 This is not contained in the book but very useful This is the company right 司机在公司司机在公司 The driver is in the company right 司机在公司 Now let me ask a few questions first 画家在哪儿画家在哪儿 What's the meaning of this one Where is the painter Where is the painter 画家在哪儿 So what's the answer 画家在家画家在家 Alright this time 医生在哪儿医生在哪儿医生在医院医生在医院护士在哪儿护士在哪儿护士 nurse 护士在医院护士在医院 Alright next one let's say 校长在哪儿校长在哪儿校长 principal 在学校校长在学校 Next one 售货员在哪儿售货员在哪儿售货员 retail seller 在商店 retail seller 售货员在商店 store alright 工人在哪儿工人在哪儿工人 worker 在工厂 factory 工人在工厂司机在哪儿司机在哪儿司机 driver 在公司公司 the company right 司机在公司 alright last new words with me 工作工作 see similar 工作 this is to work right 工作 to work, the verb to work. So guess the meaning. 画家在家工作。画家在家工作。What's the meaning of this? The painter works at home. The painter works at home. Alright, pay attention where you put this. Remember what I said, the trinity of Chinese language: logic, heaven, earth, and people? This is the earth, right? 画家在家工作 always go before the action. Always go before the action. 画家在家工作。And what's the meaning? 作家在家工作。作家在家工作。That means writer works at home. Alright? Next one, you go first. Scientists work at home. 科学家在家工作。科学家在家工作。Doctor works at a hospital. 医生在医院工作。医生在医院工作。Nurse works at a hospital. 护士在医院工作。Alright. The headmaster works at school. Think about it. 校长在学校工作。校长在学校工作。The engineer works at factory. 工程师在工厂工作。工程师在工厂工作。The retail seller works at the store. 售货员在商店工作。售货员在商店工作。The driver works in company. 司机在公司工作。司机在公司工作。Alright. So today we have a little bit more sentence patterns. First one. 您是医生吧？您是医生吧？ What's the meaning of this one? You is respect, respectful. You, M O R. Actually, here it should be R. You are doctor, and have a presumption, right? So I presume you're a doctor. Are you a doctor? 我想做医生。我想做医生。I want to be a doctor. I want to be a doctor, right? 我不想做医生。I don't want to be a doctor. I don't want to be a doctor. 你在哪儿工作？你在哪儿工作？ Where do you work? Where do you work? 我在医院工作。我在医院工作。I work at hospital. I work at hospital. Right? This I leave to you as the homework we do with this face to face. Right? We do with this part face to face. Well, that's a lot. We will do this part. We will do with this part face to face. All right. If you have time, check all this. How to say this in Chinese. How to say this 1 to 8 in Chinese. Okay. Also, I leave this part as homework as well. Right? I leave this part as homework as well. We will check this during the face-to-face course. First one, 司机. 司机, this is the driver, alright, the driver. And for the right part of this one, 机, 机, remember this one? Remember this one? What is this in Chinese? How many? How many? What's how many in Chinese? 几, alright, 几. How many? 几. So the construction of this character ji is sorry. The left part, the radical, represents the meaning of this, just give you a hint of the meaning of the character, and the right part give you a hint of the pronunciation, alright? Ji, 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 ji. And left part is the radical mu for the wood, alright? The character is just the symbol or the shape of a wood, of a tree, right, of a tree. And this one, 你, 你 is for you in Chinese. And this one, 您, the respectful form of 你. What's the difference? What's the difference? This one, 您, have a lower part, have lower parts. This is the lower part, but with respect, you turn 你 into 您, alright? The below part, 心, the heart. It also appears in the character and also the word 想, 想, want, want. So the character contains 心 as the radical at the bottom. 心 is normally has something to do with emotion, emotion or think or thoughts, right? 想, want. It's a feeling, right? It has something to do with the heart. Next, 画家, 作家, 科学家. All three of them contain the same character, 家, alright, 家, family. And the construction of the family here. The above part is the radical of 家, the roof, the roof. This character is combined by two meaningful parts. A roof means the house, and the lower part 史. This we don't use this as a we seldom use this as a single character for modern times. It means pig. So actually, probably our ancestors think if you have a house and you have a few pigs, that's a rich family, right? For agriculture society, that makes sense. And I would like to say a few words about this one. 司机, 司机, right? Because this one, 司 means to control, to operate, to control, to operate, to operate. And this one, 机 actually means machine, machine. So 司机 driver is the person who operate the machine, operate the machine. Right? And this one, this culture part, I like this very much. I have mentioned during the face-to-face course that all of this occupation are, except for the last one, 司机, it is combined by two meaningful parts. And all the others here is combined by a symbol to represent the actual occupation, what job did we do, followed by a different word of people. All of them means people, but in different categories. So by memorize all these characters, it gives you a hint of the hierarchy in ancient China. It's, for me, I think, quite interesting. First, this one, 家, 画家, 作家, 科学家. All three of these occupations contain this one, 家, to mean great master or grandmaster. So these three should be considered a very important career in ancient times, very respectful. But I doubt for scientists, alright, because we probably have different, this is a newly built word, and 画家, 作家 maybe in ancient time, yes, we do value literature and arts very much. And 科学家, I doubt it. We have some Taoist function as the scientist in ancient times, and I don't think at that time it would be considered a very, very promising career. So this pretty much created after probably in contemporary society. Next one, 医生, 医生, right? This one, 生. When I ask you to remember these words I told you, 医 means to cure and 生 means to give birth to, right? Actually, this one, 生 here to represent amateur or scholar, normally refers to student. Remember, students. What is students in Chinese? 学生, remember? 学生, amateur, student, or scholar, 学生. This one, 生 actually here to represent this kind of person. So, 医生, amateur, scholar, and I would just say regular career, just a regular one. 护士, 护士, this one, 士, actually a very important person. Advisor or guard, right? It could mean, both mean the guardian for using wisdom or their power, all right? Advisor or guard in ancient times. So 护士, I might say it's a very important person. It's a very important career. This one, 长, 长, 校长, the head, so head of the school, right? The head, also very important. 教师, 工程师, 师 for master. Also, 教师, education. All right, I think teacher in a period of time not so valuable in the history of China, but generally we value education very much. You know Confucius, right? And the 工程师, I think, also like 科学家, it's a newly viewed word in contemporary China. And 工人, 商人,人really know, just a person. And if you say use person as the career, normally this is not so important. So in ancient China, I could guess maybe worker and businessman not so important. Or let's say the hierarchy level not so high, relatively low, right? 售货员, 演员. This one, retail seller, actor, 演员, 员 actually means team member, a person in a team, alright? So, I would say, from my understanding, a little bit higher than 人, but still quite low. In ancient time, actor, not a very promising career. Not really lots of people want to be actor like nowadays. And the 司机 I've already explained, it's a little bit different from the rest of them. It's a new word also created in contemporary China. It's to operate the machine, right? I think it should be all. It should be all. Huh?